What's going on, guys? Getting into SoFi today. So yesterday's video, we talked about how SoFi was nearing a bottom. We mentioned the call flow that came in for the end of October and how a bounce was likely to come after so many red days in a row, on the week being down just about 8%, nothing crazy. So although SoFi was red in the middle of the day, it actually ended green on the day and a little bit up after hours. So we will get into the chart, but one thing I did want to point out was a few videos back, while SoFi was at 27, this was kind of my estimate. I did expect a retest of this uptrend. And now if we look where we're at, this is actually kind of playing out how we drew it up. I would love to fill this 1-day fair value gap and retest this uptrend, but I did go ahead and purchase 100 shares today. So even if we did come down to 23, yeah, I would be down on the position, but they're shares. So I do believe I will be positive on those in the coming months and years. So just a starter position, 100 shares, and we'll look to dollar cost average and average down in this area heavily. Still waiting on getting call options though. I would like to pick up calls in this area if I have the opportunity. And that would be, anywhere from 3 months out to 12 months out on call options, just to be a bit safer. You can even buy in the money. You can sell calls against your position, called the poor man's covered call. So there's just a lot of different strategies you can do, but ideally, picking up a ton of shares, and then once this plays out, so if this were to play out, get a ton of shares here, right? We bounce and start to head towards all-time highs. So now we're already up on the position, and as we climb higher, let's say we do climb towards $40 and SoFi is getting a bit exhausted. Well, now I can sell covered calls if I think SoFi is going to, come back down and retest, similar to what people could have done at 30, right? So you tap all-time highs, and if you're like, okay, SoFi has climbed a lot in the last couple weeks, let's go ahead and sell the 35 call while the premium's jacked up. You're going to go ahead and collect that premium, and while SoFi is falling down to 25, those $35 calls are now worthless, and you just made all that money while keeping your shares. So it's really cool how you can, be the casino while other people are gambling with their money. And then heading over to Twitter here, it looked like we had 130 million worth of shares purchased today after hours, which is probably what this little bit of spike is. I'm not exactly sure how after hours purchases work. And then I thought this chart was cool. This could happen in the future. So if you see Palantir, just absolutely vertical. Even Robinhood has gone crazy, and that would be really cool to see SoFi, get up over $40, head towards 50. So that is what I'm definitely looking for, and looking to just continue to add to SoFi now that I have a position again. All right, and then lastly, SoFi does have earnings pre-market October 28th. So 27 days from now, and people are banking on another beat based on these numbers, based on their guidance. Basically, prepare for another beat and raise quarter across the board. I'm not exactly sure how SoFi has reacted to earnings. I believe I remember seeing SoFi usually popping on earnings and then selling off, but that was back, when SoFi would just pop and sell off all the time. I think the stock has changed, not fundamentally, just in the perception of the stock has changed for people. So maybe this time we do pop and actually don't sell off. That'd be great. And then last up, the flow. So the biggest order I saw today was 525K out to March. If I were to buy calls, I'd probably be aiming for 2026. Yeah, January and on. We did have some shorter orders come in, but overall, the premium has shifted back to bullish. So 2.6 million calls, 164 put, and this is for all expired, expiry dates. So this means people are buying the dip, and this chart might not get to my green line. SoFi is probably going to end up holding that 25, and so that's why I ended up buying today. So that way I have exposure to the stock, and if it were to come down here, I can add more.